There's two rules I live by in life. Rule number one is that memories are priceless. They're the best thing we can have. Forget all this other crap. Memories are number one. Second rule, never trust a woman who has an Adam's apple. I've been burned. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Extreme Channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Happy almost New Year, everybody. I can't believe 2023 is almost over. I know this is impossible, but they say as you get older, time goes by faster. Of course, time is a constant, so that can't happen. However, as we end the year, I like to look back on the good stuff. While there certainly were a lot of hardships for almost everybody out there, some worse than others, I don't like to focus on those. I like to focus on the great experiences and the things I will always remember. So last year, we added a new episode to the year-end videos. We did the best experience of 2022. And to be frank, even though I'm Mr. X, these videos are more for me than you. Kind of something for me to reminisce on, not only while I'm doing it, but maybe years later look back. I really believe this is the best part of life. It's not the painted rocks. It's not the sports victory. Well, that's not true. It is the sports victories because one of those is on the countdown. But it's those memories you have, especially with other people. So what I wanted to do today is count down the top 10 experiences of 2023 that Mr. X or the Extreme Channel or the X's had. My X's. Not like my ex-partners, but the ones upstairs. Now the problem with making these videos and doing extreme life like this is you have to top the previous year. And while 2022 I thought was absolutely amazing, I do believe it was topped in 2023. 2024, not so sure. Like I said, a lot of hardships in 23. A lot of times you guys don't see that. And don't get me wrong, when I say hardships, I am not sleeping on the street. I am not starving for food. I'm not in the middle of a horrible war. So another reason just to grab onto those great experiences and really be thankful. So before we dive in, I have kind of an honorable mention, if you will. One or two of them, actually. And the reason for that, you probably know that while today is near the end of 2023 that you're watching this, I filmed stuff in advance. So I still have a few exciting things left in December of 2023. Two of them are trips with Mrs. X. We're going to get away from the kids just for a weekend or so. One is just to watch a sports game. We're going to Detroit to watch the Broncos beat the Lions. I don't know how well this aged. It probably didn't age very well. I'm guessing the Broncos lost. But the really exciting one that would probably make the list is we got a special invitation for a series of events in Vegas the weekend of Christmas. A concert, the Las Vegas Bowl, which has two teams we really don't care about, but we've never been to a college bowl game despite the countless college football games we've been to. So we're stoked for that, and plus it's just time in Vegas for Mrs. X and I, and then we have to rush back here for a professional football game, and then we got to drive overnight, so it's going to be a really, really crazy but exciting weekend for us. And I do plan to chronicle that on a video like I have done with some of these experiences that you're going to see on the top 10 list. Some of you like to watch it. A lot of you are more here for extreme content like collecting, but that's okay because just like this video, it's kind of a catalog or something for me to reminisce on, maybe in 30 years, or as I always say, if the sweet release of death comes before that, my loved ones can watch it. Let's start with number 10. So many great experiences this year. It was hard to quantify them into 10 different ones, but I'm going to try. I want to let you guys know I went through this list thoroughly. Twice, in fact. You know why? Because I recorded this whole damn segment and a gremlin turned off my microphone. So it looked like this. When I went to edit it. And for the record, yes, Gremlins is a Christmas movie just like Die Hard. So number 10 was a 5-day trip that I took my family up to our northern neighbors, Canada. So the reason we did that is I'd never seen Niagara Falls, neither had my children. So we found a water park there. I actually chronicled it in a video right here, the X Chronicles, maybe we could call it that. But very cool time, 5 days over Memorial Day weekend, and it's one of those things you have to see once in your life. It didn't blow me away like some of the other natural wonders I've seen, like the Great Wall of China, but it was very cool to see. And I could see myself going back, but not for a long time, but it was still definitely worth a spot in the top 10 as number 10. Number 9 was a trip I took with my wife. It was actually a work trip, which made it even better because it was paid for, to Jamaica. Every year we do a big trip away from the kids and then we do a few weekends away. I think this is a healthy part of a marriage. Thankfully, I've worked for companies where usually they pay for it. We have one upcoming in a few weeks as well to the Caribbean. That's very similar, and I'm going to do a video for that. Not only am I going to do a video for that specific one because it's at the beginning of January, but we're going to do the most anticipated experiences of 2024. So make sure you've not only liked this video, but you sub to the channel and hit the bell notification so you don't miss those, as well as all the other awesome content coming. Number 8 was the non-pro sports we went to. So while I didn't enjoy the Huskers giving away victories where they could have made it to a bowl game, they had their best record ever. I got to go see some of their games throughout the country. My kids' sports games were absolutely amazing, from my daughter kicking ass in track. I can't remember if it was 23 or 22, but she won first at districts. Her volleyball team was a championship volleyball team. My son did amazing in basketball. We went to some other miscellaneous games. I love going to sports games in person, depending on what type of games they are. And it's fun even when it's not pro. So non-pro sports games, the many different ones we went to, is my number 8. Number 7 involved you. We hit 30,000 subs. While the channel grows at a much slower pace nowadays, that's fine with me. This is my hobby. This is fun for me, and you guys, I don't know if it's fun, but you watch, and I will continue to do this. But that was a really cool experience, in my opinion, hitting 30,000 people stalking me and watching every move I do. Number 6 was, this is crazy. So I went on 3 cruises this year, and one of them falls as number 6. You mean you have 5 things better than this Thanksgiving cruise you took, Mr. X? Yes, I do. So I did do a video. It actually launched earlier in December. This video right here of a Caribbean cruise that we did. It was 7 days over Thanksgiving. It was kind of an audible, we called it, at the last minute. Had an absolutely amazing time. Finally back into cruising now that COVID's over. Of course, I haven't had my shots for the next election COVID that's coming, but it was a great time. Fell in at number 6, had a great time with my family. But as I said, that was the 3rd cruise of the year. Another cruise came in at number 5 is one we did in the summer. We went to Alaska. This is our 2nd time doing an Alaskan cruise, and it was my favorite. Really soaked in the beauty of the wilderness and how amazing it is up there. We did a ton of cool stuff before, in between, and after. I actually made 2 videos about it because there was so much going on. If you haven't done an Alaskan cruise, well, I probably won't do one again because 2, I've pretty much done it all. It's definitely worth doing. And, you know, I was talking to someone the other day, somebody I work with who is a big cruiser as well, and their wife doesn't want to do Alaska cruises because they want to go to the Caribbean. Mrs. X was the exact same way, and for the only time in my life, she told me she was wrong. She loved the Alaskan cruise as well. So let your spouse know that, or whoever you want to go with if they're fighting against it. Number 4 was a trip we take every single year, and this year it was particularly fun, and maybe that's just because my children are getting older, but we went to Orlando. Again, I made a video on this. Now with that, we didn't go to Disney. We've gone to Disney every single time we go to Orlando, except not this time. We focused on SeaWorld and especially Universal Studios because of the thrill rides. That's what my children are digging. That's what I like. Don't get me wrong, I still have a huge nostalgic part of me that loves going to Disney, and I'm sure we're going to go there for years to come. But this was an amazing trip. I had so much fun. Everything went very, very smooth. We spent way more money than we should have, but definitely landed as number 4 for the coolest experience or best experience of 2023. 3 more left. Can you guess what they are? Either guess what they are or throw down in the comments your coolest experiences. I love to interact with you guys. I want to help you reminisce on the good times this year, whether it was good or bad. And you know what? This could make a very good time for you in 24 because you might win a statue with that comment. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Number 3 is so freaking cool. Like, I'm debating whether it should be number 1. Huge sports guy here, and as of filming this, the Broncos have about a 15% chance to make the playoffs, and I love going to their games. This year we finally landed season tickets at a huge cost because we had to buy this all-inclusive club, but the all-inclusive club is 6 out of 5 stars. That's right, I said 6 out of 5 stars. check out this video right here. It is so amazing. We have great seats on the third row, 50-yard line. This is what I look forward to every single week we're home. Granted, there's only 10 of them this year, maybe 11, small chance, but I have so much fun. It makes the entire week. Now, if we lose, it's a big bummer. Doesn't take away from the fact I had a lot of fun, but when we win and I get to go to those games, it is truly euphoria. It's probably an unhealthy thing how much sports affects my attitude. So the Broncos tickets, number 3 experience of the year every single week is just absolutely awesome. Number 2 was a spring break cruise we did. Now, the reason this was better than the other cruises is threefold. Fold number 1, it was our first post-pandemic cruise. We'd been waiting for them to lift all the restrictions. They finally did. And prior to the pandemic, we'd been on probably 17, 18 cruises. We're now over 20. Couldn't wait to get back. It was super satisfying. Number 2, we cruise often by ourselves with just my family. And then sometimes we do it with friends and or family. We had family friends come along. So friends who also have a family. We had a blast with them. It was absolutely amazing. We want to go on another one with them. It was just awesome. And they weren't the type of people that smother you the entire trip. But it's like, hey, you want to hang out? Yeah, let's hang out. And then they got to experience everything together. And this was their first time on that particular cruise line, so they absolutely loved it. And the third fold is the destinations. We actually went to 4 different ports. I actually detailed it in this video right here. You can check it out. But we went to the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Amazing islands. I would love to go back to those. Got to tie something in with South America. I know there's some cruises that also hit like Cartagena and stuff. But absolutely amazing. Second favorite thing of the year. Also helped that it was 10 days long, so a bigger break from reality. Number 1, though, if you've ever been there when a team wins a championship, whether it's high school or pee-wee, but especially professional. We've had Nuggets season tickets, and this year not only did they make it to the playoffs, but they made it all the way, and they dominated. Not only did they dominate, but I got to go to all the playoff games, including the 3 home NBA finals. And Mrs. X and I got to be there on our anniversary. It was our wedding anniversary, and she's a huge sports nut. Best present we can get is to be there when our team wins the NBA finals. I detailed it in this video right here. So fun, so amazing. Number 1 thing, words, video, nothing can describe the atmosphere. It was almost like there was electricity there, and it was really a high for a few days. Now, the nervous thing is about 2024. So they started off amazing, and they're still doing really well. I think they're 3rd in the Western Conference right now that I'm filming this. But let's see what happens this year. Let's see what happens this year for you as well. If it was a bad year in 23, you should have drank more. And if it was a bad year because you drank more, I've been there, my friend. Hey, no, all serious. Happy New Year. I won't talk to you until 24. If it was a bad year, I think it was Batman or Harvey Dent that said the dawn is darkest. Wait, the night? No. Go watch The Dark Knight. It was that scene before he got arrested.